Now, we just heard Boris Johnson make his statement there. Jane, what did you make of that?
Yes, well, it's not the full lockdown, but it's a tightening up again. As Julia Hartley-Brewer just said there, doesn't look good for Christmas, but I think she's right that he will hope that the R rate goes down again just before Christmas and then say, OK, for Christmas we'll relax the rules a little and then see where we are afterwards. Because he is not going to want to cancel people's Christmases. But so in short, we're back to work from home if you can, because quite a few people have gone back to work in their workplace that could work from home and did indeed. It's not really great news for the hospitality industry because from Thursday it's going to be table service only, which means you can't have people standing out on the pavements drinking. You can't do 2 sittings. I mean, I was in a restaurant a couple of weeks ago. They said you need to go now. We've got our next sitting because they're trying to make their money up. So that's going to be crucial for a lot of people. Face coverings are back, kind of a bit tighter, really, actually. So staff in shops have got to wear them. Quite a few don't. Taxis, absolutely. And if you're seen with no mask, it's a £200 fine. The fine's gone up. Offices are now under a legal obligation to follow COVID rules. They'll be fined if that's breached. 15 only at weddings. Still 30 or up to 30 at funerals. Indoor team sports only down to 6. So, yeah, we've kind of, as he said, it's a stitch in time to save 9. So it's not quite the full lockdown again, but...
No, but I think the shocking moment where I think we all looked at each other, and I believe so did everyone on this morning, was they said the 6 months.
Yeah.
I think we all thought it was going to be like maybe 2 or 6 weeks. 6 months, Carol, that's a long time, isn't it?
I almost can't comment because I'm literally raging inside at that. It's to me, and if anybody really wants to know what I think, you just have to go back to the last show I did before we went into proper lockdown, which was on March the 19th, to what I think about all of this. And that whole speech was basically about tinkering, right? You can only have 15, not 30 at weddings, but you can still have 30 at funerals. You can only have 6 people here. You have to shut the pubs 1 hour earlier. Oh, because, yeah, the virus doesn't come out after 10 o'clock. I mean, it really is, to me, all it is just, it's restrictions without any kind of evidence or proof or anything that it will work. And the way he said, this was the most infuriating part for me, when he said, if this doesn't work, then we reserve the right to impose further restrictions, harder restrictions, right? So if everybody, let's just say, for instance, everybody does abide, the whole country abides by all of those rules to the letter, all right? And then it still doesn't go down. Then what? They still have to carry on. It is never, the way I look at it, it's never going to end. And I don't know.
But
I'm not until there's a vaccine.
But don't you think, ladies, that kind of my thing is I want to stick to I want us all to stick to what Boris is telling us to do, so that, like you say, Carol, if in 6 months' time it doesn't work, then we all have more of a right to go, actually, you were wrong, it didn't work, so we're all just going to do kind of what we want to do. At the moment, everyone seems to be kicking back against, you know, at the end of the day, they're looking at the science of it. I don't know the science of it.
We have done months and months of this.
I know, but I think it's hard for them.
But I think it's kind of, everyone feels like we're going backwards again.
But, you know, I think that we have to each take responsibility to make sure that this doesn't get any worse. But I'm concerned about, you know, you're talking about the sports industry, the restaurants. I'm concerned about the theatre industry. I've got so many friends who've been out of work since March.
They're not even a consideration, I don't think.
We've not even been talking about that. It's about a sport event. What about, you know, the theatre industry brings joy to people. It brings everybody together in a way. Why can't we find a way of getting that back so we can get the theatre industry back onto their feet, rather than people losing their jobs and they've gone back home, given up their apartments because they've got no money?
I totally agree, but at the end of the day...
another 6 months.
I totally agree, Brenda. I also have a lot of friends in that entertainment industry. But at the end of the day, we all absolutely slated Boris at the beginning of this because he didn't step up quick enough in the beginning. And now it seems like he just can't win. I'm sure he's not sitting at home going, great, the entertainment industry can't come back and people are going to... He doesn't like it either. He's got to take
until there's a vaccine,
can't win.
this is life. This is what life's going to be. You know, bit of a lockdown, release, bit of a lockdown, release, because it's always going to keep coming back, as Carol said.
Yeah.
And you know, I just look at Sweden, and Sweden's policy was people aren't stupid. Give them the information and they will live their lives in a sensible way without
Exactly. And they're in a better position than you are.
Yeah. But then I've seen people out that are a bit stupid and aren't following any of it. And it's them that are causing us now another 6 months, in my opinion. Anyway, they're difficult choices, in my opinion, and no doubt, in my opinion, they are doing their best.